If a recruiter asks, "Tell me about a time you went above and beyond at work," they're not just making small talk. This question is one of their favorites because it reveals your initiative, your work ethic, and how you behave when no one is watching. In this video, you'll learn exactly how to pick the right story, structure it, and deliver a confident answer that stands out in any interview. Recruiters love the above and beyond question because it shows how you behave in real situations, not just what's written on your resume. They want to see, do you take ownership? Do you see problems and fix them? Do you care about the team, customers, and results? Your answer helps them predict how you'll perform when things get busy or stressful on the job. When they ask about going above and beyond, the interviewer is really asking three things. 1. Will you do more than the bare minimum? 2. Can you spot opportunities to add value without being told? 3. When things get hard, can we count on you to follow through? Your story should clearly show that you are proactive, reliable, and focused on impact, not just tasks. To choose the right story, start with impact. Ask yourself, where did I create a clear, positive result? Maybe you saved time, increased revenue, improved a process, or rescued a failing project. Then check relevance. Does this story connect to the role I'm applying for? Finally, highlight your unique contribution. What did you specifically do that made the difference, not just what the team did? Look at the job description and identify the top skills they care about. Things like problem solving, leadership, customer focus, or data analysis. Then pick a story where you went above and beyond in a way that clearly demonstrates those same skills. You want the interviewer thinking, this is exactly the kind of behavior we need in this role. Teamwork is great, but your answer must highlight what you personally did. Instead of saying, we did X, explain your role. I proposed, I created, I led, I coordinated. Make it clear what decisions you made, what actions you took, and how that changed the outcome. The interviewer is hiring you, not the whole team. To keep your answer clear and concise, use the STAR method. S. Situation. Set the scene in 1 or 2 sentences. T. Task. What was your responsibility or goal? A. Action. What specific steps did you take, especially the above and beyond part? R. Result. What happened in the end, with numbers if possible. STAR keeps you focused and makes it easy for interviewers to follow your story. First, situation and task. Briefly describe where you were working and what was happening. Then define your responsibility. For example, I was a project coordinator at X company. We were facing Y problem, and I was responsible for Z. Keep this part short, 10 to 15 seconds. It sets context without losing the listener's attention. Next, action and result. This is where you focus. Explain the specific steps you took that went beyond your normal job description. Extra time you invested, new ideas you proposed, or ways you supported others. Then share the result. What improved, what you achieved, and any measurable outcome. End with what you learned or how you'd apply it in this new role. You don't need a dramatic hero story. Everyday work can become a strong above and beyond example if you show 3 things. Initiative, you started something without being asked. Ownership, you followed through until it was done. And impact, your effort made a visible difference. Think about times you stayed late to fix a problem, took on a task outside your role, or improved a process that everyone used. Here's a sample answer. Situation and task. In my previous role as an operations analyst, our team was consistently missing weekly reporting deadlines because the process was very manual and error-prone. My main responsibility was simply to compile and submit the report by Friday each week. Action. Instead of just pushing through the same slow process, I mapped out each step and identified where we were losing the most time. On my own initiative, I built a simple automated template using tools we already had and documented clear instructions. I also scheduled a short training to walk the team through the new process and gathered their feedback to refine it. Result. Within a month, we cut reporting time by about 40% and started submitting consistently a day early. Our error rate dropped noticeably, and my manager adopted the template for another department. This experience showed me how taking ownership of a problem, rather than accepting it as just the way things are, can save time and reduce stress for the whole team. This answer works because it's specific, measurable, and clearly above and beyond the basic duty of submit a report. The candidate didn't wait to be told to improve the process. They identified a problem, built a solution, trained the team, and delivered better results. It directly shows initiative, ownership, and impact, exactly what interviewers want. Now, let's look at a customer-facing example, like a customer service representative. Again, listen for the star structure and the above and beyond behavior, then adapt it to your own experience. Situation and task. I worked as a customer service representative for a subscription software company. One afternoon, a long-term client called and extremely frustrated because a billing error had caused their service to be suspended right before an important launch. My job was to resolve the ticket and get their account reactivated. Action. I knew simply reactivating the account wouldn't rebuild their trust. I stayed on the line with the client while I coordinated with billing and tech support to expedite the fix, instead of just passing the ticket along. I also double-checked their upcoming invoices to ensure no further issues and created a brief internal note so any future agent would see the history and context. Then I proactively followed up with an email summary and a direct contact line in case they had more concerns. Result. As a result, their service was restored before the launch, and the client thanked me specifically for staying with them through the entire process. They later left a positive review mentioning my name, and our account manager shared that the client renewed their contract for another year. My manager used this example in team training as a model for turning a negative situation into a chance to strengthen a relationship. This answer shows that the rep didn't just handle a ticket. They took full ownership of the situation, coordinated across teams, prevented future issues, and followed up proactively. The story highlights empathy, customer focus, and going beyond what's required to protect the relationship and the company's reputation. Avoid these common mistakes. 1. Giving a vague story with no clear result. 2. Focusing only on how hard you worked, not on what changed because of your effort. 3. Choosing a story that has nothing to do with the role you're applying for. 4. Sounding like you're bragging or blaming others. Stay specific, relevant, and humble, but confident about your contribution. Another mistake is describing something that's actually just your basic job. To be above and beyond, you should show an extra step, taking initiative, solving a problem no one asked you to solve, helping others succeed, or improving something for the long term. If you're not sure, ask yourself, would most people in this role have stopped earlier than I did? If yes, it's probably a good story. Use phrases that signal ownership and initiative, such as, I took the initiative to, I noticed an issue with, so I volunteered to, I led the effort to, I followed up to make sure, and as a result, we were able to. These power phrases help the interviewer quickly see that you don't just wait for instructions. You step up. Emphasize impact with words like reduced, increased, improved, streamlined, prevented, and saved. Whenever possible, connect these words to numbers or clear outcomes. Time saved, errors reduced, revenue increased, satisfaction improved. This makes your above and beyond story credible and memorable. To answer, tell me about a time you went above and beyond. Choose a relevant, high-impact story, structure it with star, highlight your unique actions, and make the result clear. Use power phrases that show initiative and ownership, and avoid vague or routine examples. Now, take 10 minutes to write your own story using the framework we covered. The next time this question comes up, you'll be ready to impress with a focused, professional answer.